I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. Welcome back, everybody. First up, a quick update on the current situation with national parks and other federal recreation lands during the current shutdown of the federal government. As expected, most commonly accessible national park sites remain open, while most buildings remain closed, as well as areas that are normally gated off during certain times. Quote, as a general rule, if a facility or area is locked or secured during non-business hours, buildings, gated parking lots, etc., it should be locked or secured for the duration of the shutdown, a contingency plan posted online by the Interior Department states. I'm going to go into more detail as to the affected parks and open and closed areas on our Parkography channel in a video tomorrow, Tuesday, October 7th. But I wanted to give folks with plans to RV or camp on public lands a bit of an update here. The most important thing to know is that the situation at any park can change in the coming days. So if you have plans to go somewhere, make sure you keep checking in on that site. Don't just look and see that it's open and assume that when you get there, it still will be. Sometimes that's going to mean more closures. Sometimes it's going to mean things are going to open up. Since the shutdown began on October 1st, several areas of Great Smoky Mountains National Park that had been closed, including the Cades Cove Loop Road and the park's visitor centers, have now opened through a coalition between the states of North Carolina and Tennessee and the local city and county governments. They're all working together to secure funding to keep the park open to support the local economies. The state of Utah has committed to providing the funding to keep its 5 national parks and other National Park Service sites open, and parks themselves are allowed to use their fee revenue to continue to stay open, though only about 1/3 of parks charge a fee, and those fees pay for less than 20% of operations. How long any of that temporary funding will last is anyone's guess. So, for instance, the 8 National Park Service sites in Colorado that collect fees will continue to operate using fee revenues until that funding runs out. And the state of Colorado is working to keep those sites open beyond that point. But at most parks, it's going to be a situation where you can go, but there are no National Park Service ran buildings open. So, for instance, at Grand Canyon National Park, you can enter. There's actually nobody at the gate, so there's no fee to enter. And concessionaire run facilities are open, but the visitor centers are not. Elsewhere in Arizona, Petrified Forest National Park, which typically closes overnight, will be closed likely for the duration of the shutdown. The frustrating thing is that nobody is updating the website or social media, but neither of those actually lists that Petrified Forest is closed. So your best bet for information on a specific site right now is to go to something related, a social media page of a nonprofit organization affiliated with the park, like Yellowstone Forever or the Grand Canyon Conservancy, or go to local municipalities' official social media accounts. Now, the U.S. Forest Service, which is not part of the Interior Department, says that national forest recreation sites remain open during the federal government lapse in funding. However, some services may be limited or unavailable. Of note, they say annual season closures at specific locations can be expected due to changes in weather. So we're nearing mid-October here. As we start to see freezing temperatures and snow, we can probably expect some early closures, especially if snow removal is affected and water needs to be winterized, that sort of stuff. As for camping, that's all over the map. And again, it's going to change as the shutdown drags on. Recreation.gov is the site that manages all reservations for federal campsites. They posted, quote, the Recreation.gov website will remain open and you may still be able to make reservations for future trips. Recreation.gov does not maintain a comprehensive list of which locations are open, closed, or are offering limited access. We recommend you contact local facilities before you visit. Be aware that if you have an existing reservation during this lapse in funding period and the location is not fully staffed, your reservation may not be honored. If you do make a reservation for the near future and the lapse in funding is not resolved by your arrival date, your reservation also may not be honored. They also asked that you do not call them asking if a place is open or closed because their agents on the phone have no idea. Generally, campgrounds operated directly by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers closed during a government shutdown, but as far as I can tell, most are still open at the moment. Again, could change. The bottom line is that some federal campgrounds are operating normally, some have canceled reservations, and closed buildings, but you can still go and camp there. And some are shut down altogether, gates are locked, and you just have to find the information about the specific site you want to visit in a really difficult process of third-party stuff. Go on Facebook groups, talk to people that have been there, that sort of thing. Again, I'll have a more detailed shutdown story on the Parkography channel on Tuesday. This episode is sponsored by Wholesale Warranties. It's no secret that the cost of RV repairs has gone up, and on January 1st, RV warranty rates go up too. From $60,000 engine repairs to $3,500 AC units, just one breakdown can ruin your travel budget. That's why thousands of RVers trust Wholesale Warranties. Their RV extended warranties cover those costly repairs, let you work with any licensed mechanic or mobile tech, and come with a customer advocacy team that makes claims simple. But here's the catch. Every January 1st, all RVs are considered one model year older, meaning pricing and eligibility for protection will change. Lock in your coverage at this year's rates, and you're covered for next year's rising repair costs. You can get a free personalized RV warranty quote today from Wholesale Warranties and hit the road with peace of mind in the new year. Visit wholesalewarranties.com or give them a call at 800-393-2806. A black bear fatally attacked a 60-year-old man from Missouri whose body was found near a campsite in Arkansas, according to the local sheriff's department. The Arkansas State Crime Lab would not confirm that the animal was a bear until DNA sampling was completed, but the victim's body had extensive wounds that were, quote, consistent with those expected from a large carnivore attack. The Sam's Throne campground in the Ozarks and the surrounding area have been closed while the authorities, joined by local hunters and their dogs, searched for the bear. The sheriff's office responded to the campground on Thursday after it received a call to check on a camper. The caller said that their father was at the site and that he had not checked in for a few days. The victim's name has not been released. The man's family told investigators that he had sent photos on Tuesday morning of a bear in his camp. And in Franklin County, Arkansas, about 90 miles west, a man who was attacked last month by a black bear died of injuries sustained in the encounter. The victim was working on a tractor on the side of the road when he was attacked. Black bear attacks are fairly rare. Only about a dozen conflicts with black bears in the U.S. are reported each year, with on average less than one fatality per year. A couple of new RVs to talk about. East to West RV, a division of Forest River, has introduced the all-new College Avenue Class C motorhome. College Avenue is the road where Forest River was founded on. It's built on a Ford E450 chassis with a 7.3-liter gas engine. Flexible sleeping options include a full-width rear king bed that converts to dual twins. It also has a spacious overhead bunk. The College Avenue is equipped with dual AC units and a propane generator, or you can opt for a lithium system that replaces the generator with batteries and adds a secondary alternator and 600-watt solar package. And Ember has introduced its reimagined Touring Edition. The Touring Edition launched a couple of years ago. They made some really big changes to it. I don't know if it just didn't catch on or what, but they're trying a new tack with it. It comes with the Kurt Touring Coil suspension, which is just fantastic for not just the ride quality, but also for the long-term reliability of your trailer. It's not being shook apart as it goes down the road. It has auto leveling, super rare for a travel trailer. It comes equipped with Goodyear Endurance tires and a tire pressure monitoring system standard. Inside, you'll find solid surface countertops with stainless steel sinks in both the kitchen and bath, and Ember's typical dual-pane acrylic caravan windows with integrated thermal blinds and bug screens, and the composite floor all Embers are built with. The stock air conditioner is the whisper quiet and super efficient 18,000 BTU Furrion Chill Cube. These things should be on every RV out there. They're fantastic. And every Touring Edition includes Ember's standard 400-watt solar package with a name brand Victron controller and a 2,000-watt inverter with an optional 1,200-watt max solar package that has a 3,000-watt Victron inverter charger and up to 540 amp hours of Battle-Born lithium batteries. Alabama's massive Gulf State Park is getting a major upgrade, a new 200-site campground. The park already has 500 sites at its South Campground, making it one of the largest state park camping areas in the nation. The new executive campground is being built on a former golf course, over 200 acres. The new facility will also offer a large pool, a splash pad, and a pickleball court. This is clearly going to be a more premium camping area. You can probably tell by the name Executive Campground. It's pretty common for sites to have about 30 feet between campsites. This new facility will have between 60 and 100 feet of space between sites. The campground will also be more private. Unlike the South Campground, which sees visitors going to other park features, the new location is going to be more secluded. The campground is being built in 2 phases. The first 100 sites should open in the first half of next year. The entire project will cost about $24 million, so that's over $100,000 per site. But it also includes a new entrance to the park. The park's existing campground runs at more than a 90% occupancy rate for 11 months out of the year. An opening date for the new campground is yet to be announced, and reservations are not yet on sale. Tesla has applied for a new patent that would make towing more efficient for its controversial-looking Cybertruck. In order to reduce the drag from a large block-shaped trailer being pulled behind the truck, Tesla's designed a wind deflector that would sit in the bed of the Cybertruck, and after it's inflated, it would close the air gap between the truck and trailer, deflecting the air across the windshield, up the deflector, and over the trailer. I mentioned a few months ago that Ford has a new sort of traveling towing boot camp that they've been testing out at events, and on October 17th through the 18th, the Ford Towing Boot Camp will be coming to the RV capital of the world at the RV and Manufactured Housing Hall of Fame in Elkhart, Indiana. A lot of you ask me where you can learn how to drive a trailer. Well, this is your chance if you're in the area. This is a real class. It's not just a Ford product demonstration. It's designed for both new and experienced towers. Participants can choose from a mix of experiences, including classroom education, where you learn towing safety, regulations, weight limits, proper hitching techniques. And then there's a hands-on hitching practice and a controlled environment tow with expert guidance. One of the main reasons this is coming to Elkhart is that Ford wants to get folks from the RV industry to experience what RVers go through when they tow. So they're inviting a lot of people from the RV industry to go to this. Ford is also really keen on having their salespeople go through this experience. So their salespeople have the ability to talk about this in depth. I had a great conversation with the head of the team that puts on this experience about it, and there's a lot of desire to get the RV industry and the truck manufacturers to work closer together. I'll be heading up to Elkhart to take the class, and if you're interested, spots are limited. You can register at fordtowingbootcamp.com to secure your spot. Thanks so much for being here. If you got something out of this video, hit the like button. If you want more like it, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.